Spectrum Télévision, émission consacrée dont un hommage à nos valeureux forces de défense et de sécurité. Je parlais tout à l'heure de l'importance de la santé pour pouvoir, parce que si on n'est pas en santé, on ne peut pas défendre territorialement le territoire, en fait, de manière optimale. Et M. CHIANGONG, vous m'avez fait une petite observation aussi. Le bien-être aussi est important pour avoir ses capacités à 100%. That's very important when we stand for the country. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. But anyway, you don't feel the same energy, the same passion to talk about well-being when you have corpses in homes,
yeah.
You know, so it's not the same thing. Actually, we are supposed to live a life in which we have the balance, and which is the well-being. And the well-being, of course, there is the physical aspect of your image and your personal grooming, but there is also the mental aspect of your well-being, which is also concerned by your emotions. And so when we have to be mourning at our back door, you know, or next door to us, you don't have the same feeling. So it's a very like controversial issue we have to manage. Anyway, we continue to feel the need to support the challenges that not only Cameroon, African countries. You know, you're talking here, when you listen to follow up what is going on in the Congo, the Kivu, you know, when you ask yourself, how can neighbors be having problems? And when you go to these places, you don't find any white guy there. Generally, they are Africans shooting on Africans. What has happened to us? What is happening to us as black people, you know, as a family and as a community of the same people? And then you go out there, you are humiliated as a group, and you come back home and you fight each other.
And you kill each other.
So when you look at this thing has been going on for quite some time. You know, when you look at different conflicts, you have the conflicts in the Sahel, in Mali, and in Niger. You have these challenges in Burkina Faso, and you ask yourself, what is happening? How come we can be such a prey that even if Chinese people have to bring development here, I find it really strange, because in my early days when we were growing, people like Indonesia, Malaysia, and so on were miserable people. When in Cameroon we had a very balanced life and economy. So what happened, and why is it so difficult for us to see as an individual? Because this whole thing has to be you questioning a few things. Why are we so desperate about the basics? Why can't we sit back and say no? Why don't we have the power to say no and to be able to reflect on how it can be better? Why do you offer the first meal that is served to you? Why don't you look onto yourself with some more value? And in the world of well-being, why are you so satisfied with who you are? Why are you not questioning your looks? Why are you not questioning your environment, your home, where you sleep, your office? Why do you just go there, sit, it is dusty? You go to the police stations in Cameroon. Why are they not looking like a bank?
Yeah.
Why are the policemen accepting to work in an environment that's so dusty and nasty? And they want to be loving husbands, fiancés, and guiding elder brothers. Why do you accept an environment that does not inspire a beautiful aspect? I used to remember when we visited the customs offices in the 90s. They look like a junk. Today, when you go to the customs offices, to the taxation offices, they are more beautiful. I think there was one minister that came up and actually said, no, taxation offices should look beautiful. They were air-conditioned. They were made beautiful. And you could come in there. You see a tax inspector speaks to you with more politeness just because the environment looked better, and it was beautiful. And since then, I think the tax drive attitude in Cameroon, even if the values increased, but the attitude has been different. At first, it was just like you had these vultures just coming down and pouncing on people and for their personal interests. It's the same thing we have, like municipal police seizing bikes on the road. You ask them, how do you go to walk in Bonapriso without a bike? They say, we don't want bikers. But if I give bikes to my workers and my office is in Bonaparte, why wouldn't they go to work? You don't have a bus system, you don't have a metro, you have nothing. And you said no.
And the taxi cab is very expensive.
There is no taxi even. You don't see the taxis. And then this worker is coming to work. I send a worker on a run, and you pull his bike, because they say we don't want bikes here. But he's not carrying passengers. He's running errands between Aqua and Bonapriso. He's a worker. He says no. And the end, he takes 3,000 from this guy. So when you treat people like that, they lost faith in their country. They don't even care about the suffering of the country. This is a case for national mourning. You understand?
Yeah.
But few people are feeling it because we don't treat each other like humans. I talked on that guy of the municipal police on the phone, and he was talking, and I was feeling angry. I said, this guy, I've worked in Douala for 40 years. I have built the beauty industry. You understand what I mean? I work for the national diploma, and we have 2 diplomas that I sat and worked with 2 ministers, and we have national diploma. I've trained thousands of Cameroonians. But I'm talking to this guy who doesn't know the value of the person. We came to Douala when it was a small city with about maybe 1 million people. We have 5 million people. And we've been working in Aqua, Bonapriso, Bonamusade. We've worked on Cameroonians of all values. Yeah. And we have given them a value. And you are talking to this guy who was not born when you started working, and who is telling you that he has the power to take away somebody's bike, who is running errands for your company. And I have to pay rents, I have to pay taxes, I have to pay those workers. So we are in a disruptive system where everybody has power. But I'm saying we have police officers, they do maybe a year or 2 in Mutengele to become a gardien de la paix. These municipal guys, where are they trained? What knowledge do they have about human relationship, about the economy, the understanding? How come they have the powers to do controls? So these are the things we have to...
The issue we have to address.
Yes, so today we are losing Cameroonians at the war front, where we don't have enough presence of the spirit to mourn, to feel angry about how to reflect on what do we have to do as a country, to call our neighboring countries, Nigeria, Chad, and Central Africa, Niger, and say, why is this happening to us? If Cameroonians has 30 million people, and now we come in as 3, and we are all not wanting to lose one body for malaria. But we're asking that, who is this African who will shoot his brother? Whose interest is he looking for? Does he believe in this continent? Is he going to live here and be happy here with his brother's grave around him that he shot? So where is the humanity of the African fraternity, the African hospitality, the African... you go to... When we grow up as African, where are our traditional values? You were the son of every father.
Yeah.
We could not urinate on the roadside and you see an uncle. We always call uncle and auntie. They matter the family name. And we grow up. We still have that. I'm not sure my son is thinking like that. So what happened? If you go to Switzerland, you still have traditional villages. You go to France, you still have traditional villages. You understand what I mean?
Yeah,
where people still do cheese in the kitchen. And they still cook traditional, they still heal with romarin, and they still do traditional medicine. You have that in Switzerland, you have that in France, you have that in the suburbs. So where come this sudden disconnection from our traditional ingrained values? Where is it coming from? How come we become so lost of our confidence and our identity that we are so ready to swallow every garbage? We have made ourselves bananas. Monkeys are going to eat us. We have to revisit the relationship we have with our neighbor. We have to revisit the love we have for ourselves.
Yeah.
What value do you have for yourself? What attention do you give to what you eat, the dress you put on? Then you can be more attentive to how you treat the next person to you. How do you speak to your workers at the job site? How do you manage challenges that you encounter? What is the relationship do you have with your landlord when you cannot pay the rent? How does he address you? How does he speak to you? I have my landlord who comes on my facial, Mr. Ngabo Pierre. He comes on my Facebook page and he congratulates me. He says, Emmanuel, du courage. Sometimes I've not paid the rent, maybe for 2 months. But when I see his congratulations on my Facebook page for what I'm doing, you know, I go to work, I said, this guy deserves his money. I have a different motivation to work. And so I'm able to produce and to catch up with my setback. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to mean. Yeah, but this is the way. Everybody is a support system for the other person. And this makes it grow. This morning, I was reading a Facebook page by a young guy, Bolemic Daniel. He's a beauty therapist in Yaoundé. He's trained by my colleague, Bolemic Jean Honoré. And he is denouncing the mess in the beauty industry. He's saying that there are no esthéticians, there are no beauty therapists. Everything is venez voir comment on fait. C'est comme ça qu'il a décrit. Venez voir comment on fait. Il n'y a pas des esthéticiens, il n'y a pas. On va dire, j'ai fait esthétique et j'ai fait onglerie, j'ai fait maquillage. Quand tu dis esthétique, comment tu peux entendre dire que je fais maquillage, coiffure? Esthétique, c'est quoi? So I found it so brilliant. And you know what I said? I said, good boy. I'm inviting you to Douala to come on my show on STV. Let us discuss this. But you understand what I mean? We are the support system of each other. When a country shows that type of solidarity, nobody attacks them. I can assure you. When you come to a country where people love each other, they stand for each other, people think twice. Because before you attack somebody, you study the psychology of the person. Yeah. People have come into this area, they have seen that even the mayor exploits the habitant. The chiefs exploit the locals. The leaders exploit the ordinary people. The municipal police guy is not working for the municipal council. He's working for his pocket. He takes 3,000 francs from this young boy who is running errands for his company, you know, because he wants to use some fake law. And a guy like that should go to jail. Or they should put him to sweep the streets of Douala and carry for 6 months. Because if he goes to jail, he will be fed by company, by government money. He should be given hard labor. So he should know how to earn 3,000 francs. He cannot earn it by duping ordinary people, you know. So when we don't love each other, when we don't stand for each other, when we don't defend each other, even a fly, mosquitoes will kill us of malaria. Anything can beat us. And this is what is happening to us because we have lost the grace. There is a spiritual grace that comes when people stand for each other, they love each other. It becomes like a powerful aura. It looks like a football team that knows he has the backing of his population. He knows like an army that knows he has the backing of his population. That army, you will not take them by surprise.
No.
So this is the repercussion of the live for yourself, the loss of solidarity, the loss of live and let others live. The breakdown of the human connection, the humanity, is the overall breakdown. And it affects the 7 levels of our existence. You will go to schools, teachers teach without commitment for the future. They don't say, I'm teaching the future president of this country. Yeah. They don't say, I'm teaching the next governor or the next medical doctor that is going to heal my son. They don't teach like that. They tell the children, c'est mon anniversaire aujourd'hui, tu vas m'apporter quoi? Children don't work. How dare you tell my daughter that you need a gift? I told my daughter, your teacher needs a gift. I said, write her a poem, how you love her. And my daughter says, no, others have brought gifts. How can I write a poem? Can you imagine this? So my daughter wants me to give something material to the teacher. He sees that a poem of saying you are the best teacher, because the daughter doesn't love the teacher. The teacher has done nothing, so he cannot lie.
Okay.
So this is where we are, my dear brother, and we have to pray for the souls of those who are leaving us, not only at the war front. Many are dying in the hospitals, are dying in the homes. Nobody is talking about it. Are dying on the roadsides from accidents from the bad roads. You know, there are a lot dying, and they are all wars we have to face. Not only the one of Boko Haram. We have many wars we have to face. Yeah, that's it. And all of them are facing us.
You're right. Thank you for this. Thank you for accepting to jump into the team.
It is our life. It is our problem.
We have to learn how to love and stand for each other. That is very important. And to finish this program, alors ça c'est Richard à Yaoundé. Bonjour le plateau, à mon humble envie. Une journée de deuil national doit être décrétée parce que j'estime que le Cameroun a été attaqué dans sa profondeur. Everything is well said. Thank you, Mr. Chiangong.
My pleasure.
Allez, merci à